All right, everyone, Supreme Kami over here. So let's talk about what they had dropped for us in terms of Thursday night over here. So, just some quick update in terms of the version 3.1 right now. I think they're scheduling it for next week. So, I think it's this one. I think it should be this one, right? Let's see. I think they did talk about it's gonna have an implementation. I think around next week. That's why we're not having the arena. But I don't think it's this one. Maybe is this one over here? Let's see. Let me close this up. In terms of next week's arena, in accordance of the implementation of the upcoming version 3.0 update, arenas will be temporarily suspended from September 12th, which is going to be this Sunday over here. So they are probably going to be dropping out on that Tuesday timeline. So do expect like a long maintenance from, let's say, I don't know, like I think usually it's somewhere around 6 p.m. like PST my timeline to around 1 to 2. So I'm probably not going to be able to drop some content for that day just because the main is going to be too long. I'm probably not going to be active around that time anyway. So that is that. In terms of what else that dropped, like you can just kind of take a look at some new capsule that is reviewed right there. Problems going to be in Dynamis right there. And then in terms of next arena, it's not going to be happening. And then the banner they dropped for today, they dropped a so-called was it Build Fighter exclusive part pickup capsule over here. So it's gonna be featuring anything from the Build Fighter series and then the Build Fighter Tri. So you do have a lot of variation parts you can be looking at over here. In terms of the banner image over here, we got the Exia Dark Matter, we got the Transient Gundam, we got Amazing Red Warrior, and then Build Strike Galaxy Gospel or Cosmo right there. Or even down here, that's the whole list right here. I would say majority of the parts are not even good anymore. So, like, let's be honest with like after they dropped those 40% trade, like all of these are just has been completely replaced. I think the only one you want to be looking at is probably the double Shia Quanta, probably the best one out of the batch. Try burning may be good. Some of the parts is okay-ish, but all the other one has just been power crap. But if you guys do like the Build Fighter series or even the Build Fighter Tri series, this is definitely the best banner to just trying to see if you can get any of these guys over here because they are going to be on a limited pool. But me personally, I don't really suggest any of them just because of how bad they have been. I think probably even Build Strike Galaxy Cosmos can be a good option, but again, kind of happy to be placed already. But if you guys do like the overall unit itself, by all means go for it, right? So let's actually hop over to the actual capsule page real quick, and then we can just talk about this week overall banner. Like, all right, are they even something good to be summoned on, or is this gonna be a good way to, let's say, save your horse and all that good stuff over here? So this banner over here, when you summon, upon summoning, they are gonna be dropping as a, what are they dropping as? Let's see, are they gonna be dropping as an immediate, let's say, level 80 on the, yeah. So they are going to be dropping at level 80 at max, so you don't really have to, let's say, use any of your nippers to upgrade them on a spot. So that is good. But in terms of overall rate, so you're starting off at 16%. All right, so that's your pretty much your standard rate at this point. In terms of the last one of the parts in there, right? And then step 2, you're looking at 71%. Step 3, 100, 100, and 100. So you can't argue that this banner is good, but I think at the end of the day, how usable can this part be, like in terms of like meta relevant? But I think anyone out here is not really much of a meta chasing people or players in general. So I guess if you guys really do like the unit, I mean, by all means you can go for it. Just me personally, I don't think any of these units is even good at this point anymore. Just based on my recollection, only double shield quanta is good out of the batch. Try burning is like a nifty choice, but it's still not good, right? The crossbone gonna X-Mile is like it's not good anymore. What else? This one used to be good. Well, speaking of this one, I think the only mentionable part is only gonna be the castle shield. I think other than that, I would say it's outright bad. Yeah, that's something I kind of forgot to mention right there. In terms of Amazing Red Warrior, it's not good. Yeah, probably not good right there. And then Transient is no. And I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, I think up the roster is just basically the Cosmo Shield. and then maybe a few parts of the Shield Quanta, and then other than that, all the other one are just kind of like whatever at this point in time. So if you guys do like this banner and don't mind spending, let's say, maybe doing a 1 or 2 multi-summon, by all means go for it, but I am definitely not going to be recommending this banner at all, so this one is going to be a skip for me. In terms of the Hot Scramble and then Justice Gundam, now sitting down actually looking deep into what they actually does, I would say I would rather if I'm looking at the perspective of, let's say, just on a budget player base, like let's say free to play, and just people who maybe spend a little bit but don't really have that much going on every week, for example, I would say Justice Gundam as a big scale right now. I guess everyone is really hyped for it, but trust me, later on I'm pretty sure they're gonna do more of these alternative attribute versions of whatever we have existing already, and maybe later on they can treat us with a little bit of it easier to manage our attack, because right now high mobility and Gundam type is probably two of the not best word check for like a melee build, and you can argue that, or with Gundam type you can substitute that into maybe like a shooter build, but the shooting base stat for this for the Justice is just so low. If you do get like a non-conditional 30 or 20%, I don't think it's gonna be any better than subsiding what is available already. So I feel like the Justice Gundam does not really pass in terms of like how easy it is to be using it. So that's kind of my opinion. I feel like later down the road they may drop something that has an easier to use text, but I'm talking about maybe like many months later, and when this a big scale Gundam Battle Festival or even Sokai, so a little bit more mature. I think right now it's still a little bit of a too new of a concept. I don't think everyone is adjusted to it yet, because this is like a big power creep. So that's why I do understand why they put the word tag they did for this guy, and so this one I would say is a testing version of a big scale. I would say this one is definitely something you can skip for now. I know missing it right now would mean you want to compete for, let's say, next week or the following week arena. You might be saying, oh, I'm losing out in a little bit of a stat because I don't have this one. I mean, it's more of like you pick and choose, right? Obviously, if you guys have like the money to spend in the game, you can summon every banner, you can prepare for every arena possible in the game. But let's be honest, I don't think a lot of people like are a spender by any means, so that's why I say, this is not the best part to be looking at. Subsaw option will be extremely niche for this guy over here, so that's why. In terms of the Hot Scramble, word tag wise, it fits the overall theme of what this unit actually is, but as for a basic shooting build material, I don't think it does the job, because transformer and high mobility is definitely not going to be taken into consideration. This one is more of like a nifty choice for like a shot defense. What are the candidate parts to be using? So other than that, other than the arm, that 40% arm that we need as a shooting build, all the other parts are just kind of like nah. So I think I can just kind of say that these two banners are not good as well. And then in terms of the AI pilot, I think the LB Berserk mode, she's definitely good. She's one of those that has, let's say, buff effect skills up by 22%. So she's definitely good in regards to what she actually does, lock into P attribute. But I'm usually not the person who goes into these, let's say, AI pilot summonings and all that, because I can just easily pick them up with, let's say, those fragment tickets. So pilots are the only thing I don't really summon for. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are people that summons pilots, but I don't think that's the smartest move to be looking at. So I think that's pretty much it. So these are all the banners we have. So I think this is definitely going to be the good week to be saving, just because we're not going to have any there's not going to be any need to have these as a multiplier, so I think that's why it's a pretty good week to just not summon on them. So that should be pretty much it. I just want to talk about how I feel about this banner, so maybe this would change your opinion, or like whether to summon or not. But if you guys do still choose to summon, I can hope you guys onto that as well. If you guys have the choice to summon or not, I'm just over here giving out my opinion and how I feel about them. So that being said, that should be pretty much it. Just talking about 3.1 updates coming up around next week. So expect maybe Thursday or Wednesday for me to drop what we actually have. So I'm gonna do a regular overview of what we have for the week first, and then I'll probably dive into like the specifics of every one of those stuff we have in terms of like the new 3v3 arena, and then the new AI marks and all that. So I'll do all those types of video around that next week for sure. So with that being said, that should be pretty much it, and then I will catch you guys all on the next one.